Not sure.
Gotta get off your seat and stop to the beat. A country style boogie makes you dance on your feet. It's keeping country strong. A keeping country strong. Keeping it, a keeping country strong. Benji and Carl are ready to go. Keeping it fun all through the show. Keeping country strong. Fresh music and lights are rocking through the night. A shaking and a moving as we hit new heights. A keeping country strong.
Yeah! Ricky. Anyway. How you doing, Dr. Professor?
I'm doing good, Carl. How you doing?
He's Dr. Professor. Never mind.
Doctor Professor?
No, I'm actually.
I heard that on SpongeBob.
Oh, no.
There's a lot of things I am, but a professor definitely not.
I think he was one of my grandkids that was born when I was having the show on a Thursday night. Was you one of them?
I think so.
No, you wouldn't know.
I've
I
seen
get the
the
call
birthday.
down here on the show. Hey, listen, we got to say hi. First of all, this is Cindy. What's her name?
What's her name? Yeah.
Who's going to help us co-host when she can till the troops get back. And
Fight a good fight.
Fight the good fight.
and she's a hypnotist. And what else are you?
What else do you do? What is it that you do? I'm a hypnotist. I'm a hypnosis instructor, so I certify other people to do that.
Wow.
And I'm a Reiki.
Love to do that.
Yeah, see? Now you're intrigued.
Louisville Slugger. I hit him and I'm going to tell you something. Anyway.
I'm a Reiki master teacher,
I
animal
know you
Reiki
are.
master.
I kid you about it, but I know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
serious.
Serious stuff. Yeah.
And you got a book out. Let's
I-
talk about that for a
Okay,
minute. 'Cause
yeah,
the
I'm gonna-
crew, nobody showed up tonight in the snow, I guess.
Yeah, well, it wasn't snowing until it was time to come out. But, you know, everybody sees the
Mother
snow.
Nature's like,
Yeah.
Nah, this show's not happening tonight.
No.
No, Mother Nature. I knew her. Well, come on, let me.
All right,
talk.
so my
I'm
book.
not trying to cut you short. What's the book?
It's called Finding Peace in an Out of Control World, and I am a published author, which is hard to believe, but it was 7 years in the making, and it's my how-to book on being at peace regardless of what life throws your way.
Lois is actually going to read it. I just gave her the copy you gave me. I gave it to her to read.
She's actually going to read it. So you were
I've
you were
thinking about
going back
reading
and forth, start a fire, read the book.
Nah.
No.
Start a fire.
I actually have had really good feedback on it.
I really don't read a lot. I did when I was in construction. I read about how to do things. The new
Well, this is
products.
a how-to-do thing.
And this guy here can read a novel in 3 days of
About 1,200 pages.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
remember what was in it. I'm trying to get him to push towards more education as soon as he does it. But,
I'm working on it.
and he's learning to play the guitar pretty good, so
So he's got that going for him.
poor kid.
It's funny though, when I was in middle school, a poem of mine was published in a book.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't able to get the book because something happened with the orders, but what it was in Pennsylvania schools, they every year have this almost like a contest. They take a student from each school and put a poem that they've written in a book,
Right.
and one of mine was selected.
Very cool. I wonder if we could find that somewhere.
I would like to try.
Yeah.
I can't
Why
remember
don't
what
you?
I wrote.
Go to the school. School knows about it.
Yeah, well, you know, we could probably search by the date, and you
Yeah.
probably know what the,
It was a while ago.
well, you know, it wasn't that long ago
Look,
since you were in
first you're
school.
talking about you're going to do it, and then you start talking yourself out of it. Just go do it. Don't go backtrack.
Yeah, I mean, once it's in print, it's in print. I mean, think about it. Some of the most famous books that were out there, some of them were printed in the 1930s, and they're still in print, still in the library. So, you know, let's remember it wasn't that long ago that you were in school.
Well, I'm 23, and that's,
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, he's over the hill, Carl. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going
He's-
through the hill. I ain't even
Yeah.
going.
listen, you got a lot of years on me.
Thanks. I appreciate your thoughts. Now, what's your book about, really? Tell us the truth.
Tell you the truth. So you thought the rest was lies. It's really, I have been offering all my services because I have my own side business, as you know, and as hypnosis and Reiki and classes and certifications. And people just started saying when they were at my office, they seemed to feel more at peace. Or, how come you always are calm? How come you're always at peace? And it wasn't just one person, it was over and over and over again. So I started to think about it, and what kind of evolved naturally, because I was traveling and meditating and learning all the different modalities, I started to think about it and say, what is it that I do that allows me to just kind of bounce back easily? And I also am.
Not alcohol, is it?
It isn't alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great. There we go.
Most times that just makes you go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, see, he knows.
He does. Yeah, well, he's 23, so
Yeah.
he's very familiar with it.
I'm not trying to break your train of thought. Keep
No,
going.
see, I
Keep
still have a
rolling
train of
along.
thought. So I'm actually an elementary school teacher as well. So,
there you
yeah,
go.
so
You gotta keep a train of thought with that.
I know how to do that, yeah. So I was able to put exercises together and really draw out the information that people need to help them to be at peace, because we all got where we are right now from our own life experiences. So some of my clients, friends agreed to share some of their experiences. I share some of mine, and it's a compilation of some inspiring stories, some funny stories, just some human stories and exercises to really break it down.
Really, everybody that since you've been, what was that? I hear TV playing.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, that must be somebody from the spirit world talking to us. So, how do you get a hold of you if they want to experience what you do?
Fresh Look on Life is my website, and it's the name of my business too. So if they just go on my website, Fresh Look on Life, they can find me. My business is in Augusta, New Jersey, but I also have clients who are in other countries because I do appointments via Skype too.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and phone.
Well, I invited you down to co-host because there was actually like 6 people coming,
You invited me to co-host because no one else was here.
and we had a
I
bongo
would-
for you.
So are we gonna do this?
Frank said,
Frank, where's my bongo?
I'm too tired. Well, we got a gig tomorrow night anyway, so over at the Wild Casino. It's over in Bloomingburg. So everybody get out there. Wild Rodeo Saloon.
Where is that?
It's right by Quickway Diner,
Uh-huh.
just up the street on 17M. It's a great little place.
I've never been there before.
It's new. Well, it's not a new building, but they redid the whole building. So we're gonna be there kicking butt and having a little fun with music. Maybe Jeremy might come out, or a guy who plays with us now and then, and we're gonna have fun there.
Yeah, my husband was in shock when he heard your CD. We were at the
Did it give
station
him a
the other.
shock, or?
No, he was
Oh.
just impressed with your talent. I mean, because you have quite a range.
I don't want to get into that subject. It's been a long, long road, and we did have the mayor here a few weeks ago, and that was really nice. He came down and celebrated 24 years on TV, and we've had many different co-hosts, and Benzie and Pam will be back. Benzie's doing something for his family, and Pam broke her leg on the ice. So there you go.
It's
Here
crazy
you
out
are.
there. Yeah. So,
Broken leg's not fun.
no.
So we know that, but I just got to keep on moving on and stuff like that, and keep on plugging. We got a lot of summer gigs that you guys have. I'd like to get up by your house up there by Lake Paul and Hallpack.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I said we have to get up there more often. We don't take off enough, and just
Need
chill.
a connection. Whoever
Yeah.
does that books bands up there.
You know, there's a really great event too, once a summer on the lake, where bands actually play in the middle of the lake. It's,
Oh boy.
I mean, it
I
is
need a
the
life jacket.
coolest thing. I mean, they have a boat parade, they have bands playing. I mean, it is such a fun
You
event.
know, water and electric don't go together.
I am aware of that, but
Well, actually, they go pretty well together.
Yeah, not while you're holding it, no.
it is a cool event, though. I
I'd
think,
like to play there. You know,
yeah.
The money's right, we'll be there. Anyway, listen, Benzie's out there. Right now, he's probably still teaching basketball. They might even cancel the basketball.
Yeah, he's
for this
home
now.
watching us. He's warm
Well, he
and
won't see
cuddled
us
next
until
to
we
the
go over to
fire.
Middletown next week, because you're going to be in Middletown, Manhattan, and everything here with me co-hosting, and Fred, he's also co-hosting.
Well, I'm the director.
Oh.
My show is in Middletown and Manhattan, too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Yeah.
tell everybody your show over there in Middletown, what it is?
Fresh Look on Life TV.
And when are you on?
I am on Tuesday nights. Don't ask me what time.
Whatever you move.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. She don't even know.
I try to
You're
keep it.
psychic. You
Yeah.
should think you should know. But mine might go to Nashville. They were accepted, but we got to cut them to 28 minutes.
Yeah, and that means a lot more shows. That means a lot
Well, you
of.
can't put one show on another show, but we'll just. Well, maybe I can,
Yeah.
but
Best of.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
I got half-hour shows. But they want to make it that time because then they can fit in a commercial or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know. So.
Because most commercials last anywhere from a minute and a half to 2 minutes, so.
So listen, we're here just doing nothing, waiting for the snow and waiting for the Super Bowl. Who
Yeah.
you
So
pick-
what are you doing for the Super Bowl?
We're gonna just have some stew and shrimp and stuff like that, and sit around and watch the Super Bowl with Fred and my sister's coming up from Haskell, New Jersey, and Ron if he gets gas.
Yeah, he was for Ron. I
Ron
was
drove
looking
down
for.
somewhere with no gas.
I was looking for Ron on my way up. I wouldn't have left him sitting on the
Well,
side
you
of the
wouldn't have
road.
passed him. He's up the other way, and also Brad and his wife and kid. They're not here.
They just decided not to
All
come
fell
out.
off the face of the earth after I set up all the nice chairs for them and everything.
Maybe they'll show up afterwards though, because I have to tell you, the drivers were really slow tonight. They were really
I know a
slow.
lot of slow people.
Yeah.
Depends what they're doing.
So when you watch the Super Bowl, you like the game, or are you a
No, I like
commercial?
football.
Yeah.
I started out liking Green Bay Packers way back when it started, and they won like 3 years in a row, and then they called it the Super Bowl instead of the championship.
Yeah.
Then they won 2 more, but then they didn't win too many in between. They won a few. But then I liked Miami Dolphins, and they won quite a few Super Bowls. But
Good
then
team.
And then
Aren't they
Marina,
the only team that's perfectly undefeated.
yeah. They won every game one season, so nobody's 1972.
I was going to say that was a long time ago.
But Dan Marino, once they left him, I like throwing quarterbacks. So I went to the Patriots with Bledsoe. I switched teams. Ron says I jumped teams, but that was with Bledsoe, and then Brady was only a third-string quarterback, and somehow they stumbled onto him. And he's been in 6 Super Bowls. He's a great quarterback.
Talent.
So that's my team.
That's your team right there.
Yeah, they've been in quite a bit.
As far as I know, I don't think my team has ever made Super Bowl.
Who's your team?
New York Jets.
Oh, you're lucky.
Ooh. Yeah.
You got loser written all over you.
That's tough.
Jets, Giants, and not Giants, Jets, Miami, and Buffalo. They're all in that same realm. They're totally rebuilding for 30 years.
But that's the diehard fan. I mean, when they stick with it, when they haven't made a Super
you
Bowl.
can only
in
die
this-
hard so many years. When they don't win, it's like even in the playoffs, it's like, nah.
It's like, what makes
time
no
to
sense
jump
to me
ship.
is like, they're using Sanchez. They
You
have
don't know who
better
Sanchez
people.
is.
They have better people that are backups that are better than Sanchez. But it's like,
That's the coach. And you got to remember, some of these bigger teams has got more money to spend. They get better players, just like the Yankees. They buy.
See, that's my
You mean the New
team.
York Yankees?
That
They
But,
can't buy it no more because everybody's got good pitching anymore and good defense. So
you don't like the Yankees.
when Babe Ruth played,
When Babe Ruth, come on now.
nah, Mickey Mantle maybe, but
Babe Ruth used to vacation near us.
Greenwood
You know
Lake?
that?
Yeah.
Not only Greenwood Lake, he used to come to Sussex County. He used to go to New Jersey too.
Listen, my dad used to be on the watershed, Newark watershed. He was one of the main guards down there, way back when. And Babe Ruth came to our house and he cooked venison steaks for him.
Yeah, I heard he used to be a big hunter. Yeah.
Well, my dad was the guide for the watershed that took him out. And Lou Gehry, he met all them guys.
No, Lou was from Sussex County.
Yeah,
He was friends with my grandfather.
It's
Wow,
crazy.
yeah.
See, so maybe you knew my family and we didn't know it.
My dad might have. He got around. But, he looked like. I don't know nothing. No, but it's a thing.
Everybody knows everyone. You know
You
that.
seen the uniforms that they wore back then to guard the water, and they were strict. They weren't like today where people throw stuff out the window.
Well, yeah, I mean, the stuff you find in those things now.
Yeah, it's terrible. So listen, we're gonna go to a video, and then we'll come back and kill some more dead air.
That air, I was fascinated.
You were fascinated? Poor Jerry, I gotta tell you. He's a good guy. First one to come along, he picked it. It was
Not at all.
Your face is being
He
red,
won
everybody.
the lottery.
He won the lottery?
Right here.
Oh, brother. No, you guys are a good couple together. And Jerry's helped the station out, by the way, a lot, and they're both members, and I don't know why, but they're both members, and they like doing their shows in the station. Hopefully, we're gonna grow and do more things here. And like I said, don't forget Boolville. We got a tape ready? Yes. All right, we're gonna go tape. I don't know what it is yet, but
It's a good surprise.
You'll find out when we find out.
it's probably my band, since we have no guests tonight except these beautiful people here.
Oh, thank you.
Hey.
All right, let her rip.
That delay.
He walked the line to heaven, this man dressed in black, one of a kind with his guitar on his back. Everybody knew him, everybody knows his songs. I just call him Mr. Johnny Cash. Mr. Johnny Cash sang songs of Folsom Prison, Orange Blossom Special, and I've been everywhere. Love songs and fun songs like a boy named Sue. Loved to sing the gospel, and he mixed it down with blues. He walked the line of heaven, this man dressed in black, a rebel but one of a kind with his guitar on his back. Now the circle won't be broken, 'cause he's in Sweet June's arms. I still call him Mr. Johnny Cash. Mr. Johnny Cash sang songs of Folsom Prison, Orange Blossom Special, and I've been everywhere. Love songs and fun songs like a boy named Sue. He loved to sing the gospel, and he mixed it down with blues.
tribute to Johnny Cash, and by the way, I had dinner with Tommy Cash, his brother. He was playing up to the casino. Actually, I went up twice, and we got front row seats. He sent me tickets for VIP seating,
Nice.
and then we went and had dinner with him, and he had already heard this song, but he said he was really gonna do his own songs about his brother, which is fine.
Right, yeah.
But I got to meet him, talk to him, and,
He's a good too.
it was a pretty nice guy, and it just worked out pretty good. And we just kept, this video was shot at the beautiful Riverview Inn over in Matamoros, and if you ever want a wedding, a party, anything, just go over there, and the Shays will take care of you. They have all kinds of stuff there. How was your day?
That was 17 years ago. But you know
The
what?
building is still there.
The building is still there, and you know what? I liked it because I wanted to be the only bride in the place, and the whole place is yours.
Yeah. Did you have a DJ or did you have Elvis?
We had a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a 6-hour wedding reception.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, there's probably people jumping in the river and everything over there.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting event, we'll go
That's
with.
too long.
I've played over there many times, and they're very, very nice people. And they had a buffalo bake, the veterans, raising funds for their monuments and stuff over in Airport Park.
Yeah.
So we played for that, and they had like 500 people there. It was a fun time.
They do a lot of charity events over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're nice people. They do what they can do.
Nice.
And yeah, they had buffaloes, and they illegally went around. They had like a cutout of a buffalo somebody painted on posts. They run around all over Matamoros and Milford, sticking them in the ground, and they move them the next day so the cops wouldn't complain.
Oh, that's funny though.
And every day they'd be in different spots and stuff. And
So
yeah, it had a great
that's
crowd.
advertising. Oh, there's that advertising over there.
Yeah.
But
You notice it more when they're moved, right?
Yeah, they put it in good locations and stuff. It was a fun time for the veterans and everything, and we do a lot for the veterans.
You have to
Must've been
support the
pretty big
veterans.
Huh?
grill. Must have been a pretty big grill for a buffalo.
Well, they got a huge
It
kitchen
wasn't
there.
a hibachi.
Getting them in the kitchen was bad. That big
almost
buffalo,
like a
dragging
giant
them in
pig
there.
cooker with a big buffalo in it.
They had to drag the buffalo in the kitchen. It was terrible.
It was a little more extended because you had to catch the buffalo.
Yeah, but I think they went down to Space Farms maybe because they served buffalo burgers and stuff down there.
Well, they got a couple big bison there too.
But, yeah, it was a good idea, and they raised a lot of money for the veterans and stuff.
Yeah, it's a good group to support.
You know, and that song is, of course, it wasn't me riding a motorcycle on the next one you're going to see, but that was Port Jervis Railroad tracks.
You don't ride motorcycles?
No, my brothers were both hooked on it. I just never got hooked on it. I was more into Corvettes and convertibles and
That sort of thing.
lover boys. And I got married, and I ditched all that crap, and got a station wagon.
You fell in love. How many years?
Boy, she's a wise ass
I
tonight.
From a 2-seater Corvette to a
How many
6-seat
years?
45
station
years.
wagon.
See, God bless. That's because
And
you're
this is our number one grandson, first one.
the firstborn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy, I'm telling you, he got bigger than I am. It's great. But, he comes out to a lot of my gigs, helps with equipment stuff, and he's really working on songs. Eventually, he's going to be playing the songs. And
Oh, speaking of stuff for your gigs, I found something that'd be pretty interesting because you sell CDs and hats and stuff like that. It's something that goes right on your phone. What it does is you swipe a credit card, it goes right to your bank account and everything like that. It's easier than cash because it wants to carry around a big wad of money.
Some
I
of
do.
be nice to have that
I know what
option.
you're saying. Yeah, credit
Giant
cards.
bank rolls.
I found out baseball caps sell the best because everybody can fit in one. If you buy shirts, everybody goes, I want a triple X.
That-
They know you ain't got it. Or I want a small. So I'll catch you next time. They use it for an excuse. Where hats fit everybody.
That's true. Especially those adjustable ones.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
snapbacks.
Yep.
Now, if it's a fitted, that's a different.
I mean, I got my Duck Dynasty hats. Because I feel like was part of my life at one time. Duck Dynasty. We had our own Richards Dynasty.
Hey, maybe you'll be the next TV.
Duck?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, cameras fall.
Hey, anybody out there you want to shout hi to that you might think you know or remember?
Think I know or remember?
Yeah,
See, now you're putting me on the spot, and if I don't say hello to them,
you're in
I don't
trouble.
have anything
Yeah.
to worry about. Nobody my age is gonna be watching this.
knowing your age.
Listen, we got a lot of gigs this year. We
Yeah,
got,
seriously, we're representing all different age groups. We're good for all the age brackets.
Mr. 65 over here.
Well, I'll tell you, we got a following of all ages.
Yeah.
Because we not only do tearjerkers, we can rock your shoes. So,
Should
yeah.
hear them play rock and roll from Led Zeppelin. It's crazy.
I have not heard
She has to
that.
look at me so
He
you like,
rips strings, all kinds of stuff.
yeah, I don't know.
My first guitar I got from him, I had to replace all the strings on it.
So do you have do you have musical talent too?
Yes, I can play. It's just.
Well, he's learning to play. I just torture
I
my
don't-
guitar.
I don't learn. The stuff I learn is more for my age group. I mean, I know some.
Why does he keep saying age group? What is that?
Listen, I'm 23.
Well, it's his age group of
It's
music.
just-
The
there's,
years.
There's a couple decades between each of us. There's different. Like I like classic rock. I like old country. I even listen to Dean Martin sometimes. But it's just.
I think our longevity has always been, I've stuck to the classic country, which I sing fairly good, and then we also can rock with anybody
Yeah.
in any
exactly.
band. My brother used to say, I don't know how you get up in front of 8,000 people with Willie Nelson and even played. How did you do it? I says, once I got them here, they're in for a long ride.
That must have been an amazing experience, though.
It was. I sang in front of 3,000 in Philly one time, and it was a contest, which I didn't even know it was, for senior citizens.
For senior citizens, wait, what?
Senior citizens on Channel 19 down in Philadelphia, they had an all-day thing on a Sunday, bands and singers, but the bands was mostly them kids band, hard rock and metal, and they didn't realize when they went over the air, it was so distorted. It was terrible for them.
Right.
So I got up to sing, but I lip sing like Dick Clark show, and I said to the guy, leave my mic on so in between I can talk, so they'll think I'm really singing. It's my own songs. So that's what we did, and everybody thought I had a band behind the curtain.
Oh, that's funny.
So then at the end, we're just hanging around, and the senior citizens head people came up, gave me like 20 pins and says, you're the best act here today. I was like, what was it? That's what you get for winning, stuff. But it
You
was
got a
just
pin for winning the
Senior
contest?
citizen things, yeah.
That's funny. So do you wear them
I
still?
says, yeah, my bus is outside. Huh?
Do you wear them still?
No, I got
You should have worn them on your vest tonight.
No, I was a young pup back then. But we went over there, and I had the guitar with me anyway, and I sang all the way over there, and we sang all the way back in the guy's limo. It was great.
There's something cool about that.
Yeah. And then not knowing what you're expecting. And then plus somebody I know gave me a hickey the size of a peach on my neck. So you had to go in for makeup because it's real TV.
Someone,
And the lady says, I can't find enough powder to cover that. and
someone's
makeup."
name who starts with an L was marking her man.
Yeah, I think so. But what happened was it was a Sunday, and they had all them people there. But they weren't paying any attention because the people who got up to play was just like one band after another with that real loud music. And it was like the people were all like talking to themselves. So when I go up and I says, is there any Hellraisers in here or are you dead? And they don't, everybody went like, what's this guy? And I stole the show. It's all,
You won them over.
yeah.
Well,
I
if you're-
told them what the songs
choice
are
words.
about, and it went really good. I mean, Willie Nelson I opened for him twice. The first time I opened for him, we got to do 5 songs, and we had Delbert McClinton, Leon Russells, who were great, and the guy come in the bus and says, who the heck is this guy? He says, that's Mr. Richards over there. He's doing 5 songs. That was the end of the conversation. So we did do the 5 songs. And then after, we went back in his bus later, and he says to me, you're going to be my opening act next time I'm up here. I says, yeah, Well, I don't believe it. So I go, yeah, right. So he says, no, you are. And they called me. So I went to his bus like before, and I said, well, what do you want me to do, 5 songs? He says, you got an hour and a half to sing whatever you want to. And we tore that freaking place up.
So, what's next?
I
To
don't
give,
know.
so Willie Nelson, give Carl Richards a call.
What I really need is a manager who can contact all these people. I mean, we've warmed up for Sawyer Brown, Lone Star, Johnny Paycheck, Fox Brothers, who's a gospel band, and I did some gospel. And then
You did gospel too?
I write all kinds of stuff. And then Jet Williams, Hank Williams Sr.'s daughter. I emceed the whole show. I booked her and everything.
No kidding.
And did him. I did a Johnny Cash impersonator, David Stone. He was at that show.
That was pretty cool.
So where'd you do all these?
All different places.
It was funny for the Johnny Cash impersonator. He wasn't allowed to play any Johnny Cash songs.
They paid me not to sing Johnny Cash.
Are you
Which
kidding
he
me?
does
Right,
too.
yeah,
so
sure.
It's like taking away my bread and butter here.
Why was that?
Because I sang it better than he did. He told me that right out.
I was sitting.
I
there
wanted to
sitting-
go out and do it anyway, just to bust chops, but I didn't do it. It was good money and it
You're
was a good
figuring
gig.
he was gonna pull the plug as soon as you started.
Yeah, that was a good sport though.
But
You were being a good
we
sport
went
about
out
it.
because if you listen to the old country like he did, he didn't have drums. They just had his own style. And to me, if you heard one, you heard all of them. So the sound would be old classic country. We went out with like 8-piece band and we rocked the friggin' place. We had a 3-minute standing ovation and everything.
Wow.
So when we had over there and the show's over, the guy who played Johnny Cash comes. I didn't expect that. I thought you were gonna do like Cheating Heart. I says, nah, man, I ain't here to sing Cheating Heart tonight. So the guy asked him. He says to him, "How'd you like your grandfather?" He says, "That guy should have opened for my grandfather."
Should have been the other way around.
Yeah. Because I go out with the idea when I'm on the stage, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna kick the place down and that's it. That's the way I always look at it.
Well, when you're entertaining, you have to have fun up there. Nobody in the audience is
well,
going
it's
to
like
have
this
fun,
show.
right?
We want to have fun here.
Right?
Well, it's like he's told me stories about when he was younger at this place called the Silver Dollar. So getting up on the bar, kicking people's drinks, and all kinds of stuff like that. Just going nuts.
So were you dancing on the bar or just kicking drinks?
I don't know what I was doing. But I do have a picture on Facebook for anybody who cares. When I was only like 4 years old, I had a Western outfit on.
4?
Yeah.
Uh-huh, okay.
And I only had one leather glove on my hand.
You,
I would only wear one leather glove whenever I was doing stuff.
that's
And I thought,
funny.
Michael Jackson stole my act.
I bet he did.
But no, I got it on Facebook.
Stinker.
But my uncle was actually famous in his time. He was with Tex Ritter Band. They were in over 100 movies together, and he could play 22 instruments thoroughly.
22.
And he was on Ed Sullivan. He got 3,000 a minute.
Wow.
He
And that
did
was a lot back then.
Yeah, and he did a
Right?
comedian act, and he was with Bob Hope on USO tour. I mean, so
Who was your uncle?
Ken Card from Butler, New Jersey. And
Butler.
Remember the one joke you told me about, like saying that his mother-in-law would dig herself out of her grave if he ever did something to his daughter, so he
Oh,
buried
yeah.
her upside down.
Yeah, he said we buried her upside down when she died. Let her dig. They used to tell jokes like they're dry jokes, but they're nothing foul. But he was a comedian too, so I got to meet him before he died. And he's my mother's brother. He could throw his voice from here over to that other wall, and I told him my mother told me all about you doing that. He used to get people in fights and everything because my grandfather, they had 11 kids. So they'd be playing cards at the table or whatever, and you hear a knock at the door. He's doing it with his quill to his whatever that. He was doing that and making it sound like somebody's knocking. And his father's name was Frank. He's going, "Come out, Frank! I'm going to kick your butt."
He's a darn instigator.
And Frank would go to my grandmother. "You better go out and see who that is. Somebody's trying to kick my butt." Here it was him.
Could you imagine, though, that would have been a fun guy to go out with, too, you know?
And he
I
was
just,
into
I
all
just
that
sit
stuff.
back and
So
watch.
me and Lois said to him when we was outside of the place where he came up in Ellenville, told him about my mother saying that. I says, "Can you really do that?" He says, "Watch." This little girl was like from here at least to that door over there, and he's going, "Mary, Mary." We're like looking at the same tree. It's him, and the little girl's going. "Who
She
is
looking
that?
around.
Who is it?" I says, "Oh my God, you could have so much fun with that." My friend said, "You're full of crap. Your uncle wasn't famous or anything." And I says, "Well, I took a friend of mine who didn't believe me to meet him first because he wanted to tell the whole family before he died about his career. And he put a banjo on the floor, played it with his toes,
With his toes.
and played a fiddle with his hands together thoroughly at the same time.
That's incredible.
And he's in McGuinness Book of Records for this. Still, he's in there. Nobody's beat it. He plays 2 songs at the same time on the banjo, but one with a pick in his mouth and one with his hand down here.
2 songs?
Yeah, 2 separate songs. Thoroughly.
How can you make your brain do that?
I don't know, but he was so talented.
Well, they say that people, if you're right brain, left brain, you can only do certain things. Maybe that's like an exceptional person where you have total control.
That's
He
crazy.
did really good. He did Madison Square Garden. They used to do the rodeos, and Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, and all of them. He used to be they were the band that played for all them stars because they just played it's like karaoke almost. My sister, she's 90 now. Way back then, she told her friends in school, there were little girls like this, that her uncle was famous and all that, and they go, "Yeah, right." So Ray Whitley, who was the head of the band, invited the kids there. Well, Roy Rogers came out with his horse Trigger and asked my sister if he'd like to take a ride on it in front of all the kids. It was great.
Wow.
She says they all just stood there like. So it's a long, long family, and he wrote a lot of songs. He wrote songs for Roy Rogers movies, and he's a talented guy. I write a lot of songs, but I only got Tiny Tim and Mr. Phil
And you.
and me. Well, Joe Franklin just passed away, and he was a friend of mine for the last 25 years, and he's like 88 years old. And he used to call me the cowboy. I don't think he knew my real name, but I met him when I wrote songs for Tiny Tim in Manhattan.
Yeah, we were just talking about
And
him.
it was,
I'm sorry to hear about that.
but we all gotta go someday.
He had a lot of talent, too.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you went in his office, you wouldn't believe it. It was like a little funnel, like this, all through it to his chair where he sat, because he had so much stuff, pictures and photos of all the stars that he's met, and I think he was on TV 50 some years,
That's a long
and it was like a
time.
Johnny Carson show.
Sure.
And but he always treated me really good, and we actually even wrote a song about him before he died, and he was crying. So for me as a writer, when you get somebody and you hit them and you take it right to their heart. I wrote a song for the Indians, Trail of Tears, and they heard Crazy Horse. We was at a big fair, and there was 4 chiefs there, and they liked Crazy Horse anyway. I said, "Well, I got a new one for you. Listen to this." And it's a true story, Trail of Tears. And we played that song for them, and I'm ahead of them. They're behind me. I turn around, they were crying. And I says, "I got you guys." They go, "That's a real true song." I says, "Yeah, I read about it on a computer and then wrote a song about it."
But that's the sign of a true artist, when you get them to the tears. And that's not only music, that's with anything. You want to do it with your words or with your talent. That's how you get to somebody's soul, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's delivering it to
Well,
people.
I'm not sure if this is actually saying, but isn't it music is the key to a person's soul?
I don't know. Cash works too.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a different kind of.
All right, listen, we got another video. I see the boss over there. and-
She's waving.
Yeah, Benzie's gonna be back and everything, but we got this young lady here who's crazier than I am, so she said she's coming down. And she actually does a very good professional job on what she does, but I haven't got a clue what it is, but she... and we're helping push her book, and she's gonna be on Wall Radio. I think next week,
Is that next week? I have to
Yeah.
look at my calendar.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, we're gonna be on Wall Radio in Middletown.
I think
and
next
she's gonna be over
Tuesday.
there talking about her book and stuff with Mark West in the morning show. Everything's in the morning.
Yeah, that should
All
be
right,
fun.
we're ready. What do we got here?
Why mornings?
I hear the delay.
Yeah.
A 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody get your hands up. Outlaws like to rock. Outlaws like to boogie. Outlaws like to get down on Saturday night. Outlaws like old Hank and a little bit of Willie. Outlaws like to rock. How about you? How about you? How about you? How about you when it's morning time and the music is right? How about you? How about you? Outlaws like to rock. How about you? Saturday night, it's for running. Put on your dancing shoes, let's fly. No time to hear tear-jerkers. Outlaws like to rock, they don't wanna cry. Take it, Brian. Saturday night, it's for running. Put on your dancing shoes, let's fly. No time to hear tear-jerkers. Outlaws like to rock, they don't wanna cry. Outlaws like to rock. Outlaws like to boogie. Outlaws like to get down on Saturday night. Outlaws like old Hank and a little bit of Willie. Outlaws like to rock. How about you? Hey, Penny. All right, everybody, with your hands up. Come on, we're down here to party. Let's go. Yeehaw! Saturday night, it's for running. Put on your dancing shoes, let's ride. No time to hear tear-jerkers. Outlaws like to rock, they don't wanna cry. Outlaws like to rock. Outlaws like to boogie. Outlaws like to get down on Saturday night. Outlaws like old Hank and a little bit of Willie. Outlaws like to rock. How about you? Let's boogie now, everybody. Saturday night, it's for running. Put on your dancing shoes, let's fly. No time to hear tear-jerkers. boogie. Outlaws like to get down on Saturday night. Outlaws like old Hank and a little bit of Willie. Outlaws like to rock. How about you? Outlaws like to rock. How about you? Outlaws like to rock. How about you?
Your day's coming. Your day's coming, Freddie boy.
No, not yet. Well, maybe.
So we've had a lot of fun doing stuff. When we did Sawyer Brown and Lone Star with the Great Thunder Country up in Liberty, originally we were supposed to be on the same stage with them, but instead they had, like, the bleachers went up and then behind it was a stage. So it was a bummer, but I didn't care. So we went out and ordered 100 baseball caps with our logo on them. So I says to the drummer, just show them out on the floor there. Who's gonna? They went berserk over our hats. Then the whole first couple rows all had CR band hats on. So when Sawyer Brown and them come out, they were like,
Who's CR?
who's that guy? But they actually come up and told us we sounded really good and everything. They were real nice guys, both of them. They only had 500-600 people come out to see them.
But it's always great when you meet somebody with a lot of talent and they're down to earth.
Well, a lot of them are behind the scenes if you actually get to meet them. Unless they're really depressed and you just want to see nobody.
Yeah.
You know, so and, I met a lot of bands. This show here, we've had over 600 acts and bands on this show.
That's a lot.
And guests. It's been a
right.
long time.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when's your next gig?
Well, it's Friday night, tomorrow night, and it's a Wild Rodeo Saloon. And then we go to Quick Way Diner after that and get a bite to eat.
No, you do your originals and a
We
little
do
mix.
everything so
Yeah.
to sink in. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about one of your original songs that you got the Indians to tears. What was that?
It's Trail of Tears, and that's what you're going to see now. And this song, believe it or not, a rock band had the music to a different. So I asked the guy in the rock band who I knew was actually sitting in with me playing the drums. I says, "Can I have that music?" He goes, "What do you want with our music? I don't want no singing on it, just tracks." And it was like a Bon Jovi. If you listen to music, it's like a Bon Jovi thing. I said, "I want to write a song over your music." He goes, "Get out of here." So I wrote this song, which we're going to play, called Trail of Tears. And I'm writing a whole Indian album. Just getting it done is the problem. But it's a true thing, and there's a video on it, which we're going to show you. And Crazy Horse, which I did, a real native Indian who did paintings, artwork, and he actually made me a really nice necklace. He took my song and put it over his pictures and paintings and made a video. He made the video with my
Wow.
song.
He was really
See, I
impressed
like
with it.
When bands make stuff about Native Americans, like Greengrass and High Tides from the Outlaws, or Run to the Hills from Iron Maiden. They always basically tell the same story with them. It's okay, I like it. It's a little depressing sometimes, but
Well, the chief from the one tribe at the Orange County Fair, they're not there anymore, but it's I think it's the Ojeda tribe. The chief made me blood brothers with him. They cut your hand, and you cut their hand, and I don't know, it was my thumb, my hand, whatever. And he said, "Now you're my blood brother."
Did you make him give you a clean bill of health tax before he
No,
did that?
I said, "Can I sell trinkets?" He said, "Get off my property." No, but
he's like, "Here, I don't have hepatitis."
we had their harmonica player play with us when we opened for Willie. So they brought half the tribe with them. We're all behind stage. And Willie goes, "You got a whole army here. There's a tribe."
That's funny.
And I says, "Hey, I might only be here once, and you're making all the money." He goes, "Oh, you're right. So don't worry about it."
Carl travels with the tribe.
Oh, we had a tribe. We had
have our own
we had
tribe.
we had a 15-piece band on the stage, and we're just like the local guys, and they were like in shock. This guy.
You have to have fun, right?
Like this
Well, I live here, so people's gonna see us. It was at New Hope Farms, which was a beautiful
If we
thing.
were to have our whole family just come to this, just here, we'd fill this, probably this whole room.
So listen, let's go to Trail of Tears. This is somebody's original music, friend of mine, a rock band, and I wrote the words and lyrics right over top of his music, and he couldn't believe it because it's a true story. I read it on a computer, and I made a song out of it.
Sounds great.
Somebody else's music. So take a listen to this. Music's a little touch of Bon Jovi kind of.
Sitting on my pony, waiting for the rain to come. Death is around us, children dying everywhere. Everybody is crying, everybody is dying. The poor soldiers come for us home. Marching us westward to the great unknown. A promise of bounty, a place to call home. As we look skyward, please give us a sign. The spirits have left us. The sun starts to cry. The winds are blowing. The snow is coming. The spirits are restless. 'Cause they must be knowing. The vision is dawning. There's no turning back. The promise of brightness is turning to black. They keep coming round with trees in their hand. They talk peace, but they really want to land. They paint a picture of the beauty of the land. We said council, but we just don't understand. Our world has changed forever. We're not ready to die. Hurry the night and ready to drive. And you wanna know why? Oh, why man go? Sitting on my pony, watching my people die. No place to run, no place to hide. Why must the women have to cry? And the children die for the white man's lie.
Well, yeah! We're going to say goodnight to everybody. This is my grandson Fred and my great-granddaughter, no, Cindy. And she's going to be back next week helping us out until the rest of our crew actually shows up. And we're going to try to have a band next week for everybody. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Just keep watching. We didn't do the round robin tonight. The bad weather outside. And I'd like to thank you for coming all the way down.
Thanks for having me.
And pick up her book. You can get it in any flea market. No.
Amazon.com or my website, FreshLookOnLife.com.
It's a beautiful book. It's her second one, and she's a very talented writer. So check it out.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to have a little fun, right? So good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Keeping country strong.